Hello and welcome everybody to EMK Knight's gaming channel. I'm Commander Shepard, aka Atius, aka Eric. What I'll be going over today is the World of Tanks 8.8 public test release. This came out today, August 23rd, and if you don't know how the test server works, basically you download a launcher update, you install the 5.5 gigabytes, whatever it is, into a different folder other than your main directory. Otherwise, it'll screw up your install. Once you do that, you log in with your account, and you will be awarded 100 million free XP, 100 million credits, and 20,000 gold. Now, whatever you do in the test server won't affect the main server, but you can go and screw around, work on, well, not really work on anything with all that free stuff, but you can try out basically any tank anywhere, and same goes with the premium vehicles, as long as you don't burn through all the gold, I guess. You can see if it's for you, and you don't have to spend any money or hardly any time on it, so there's nothing there not to like. Anyways, what is coming in 8.8? Well, you can go ahead and look at the URL here and bring up the page yourself, and I'll tell you about some of the highlights here. They're going to be returning 3 maps, and they're going to be adding a map called Tundra, rocky Soviet-inspired map. New Soviet tanks here. You get 4 new tanks, 2 new German tanks. They're moving around some German tanks, and new Chinese premium vehicles, but they'll only be available in the gift shop once the 8.8 release does launch. There's some new super testing tanks here. I won't really address those. The Super Purging is coming back, and if you don't like it, you can sell it for the gold that you spent on it. They changed up some of the interface here. I'll show you that in a minute. And they added, well, they're not new voiceovers. They're already existing in the game, but you can basically use, let's say, like a French voiceover for a French tank, Chinese for Chinese, etc. I'll show you how to enable that on your settings. What else? Spall liners now reduce the chance of crew loss by whatever these percentages are here according to the size. And one of my favorite things here is that when you earn a Battle Hero, Epic, or Platoon achievement on a losing team, you will still be awarded the same credits and XP as if you have won. So, without further ado, let's head over to the in-game screen. Alright, now we're at the tech tree page. The Germans and the Russians have seen by far the most attention in this patch. We'll start here at the Russian line. From the T-34, you're going to be able to unlock the A-43. This thing is, I would say, kind of like an up-armored T-34. 60 degrees of, or 60 millimeters of hull armor in the front is the main difference from the T-34, but otherwise pretty similar traverse on the turret and on the gun. The gun selection is the exact same as the T-34, so while being a little bit up-armored, it is undergunned. Going on to the A-44, we get into our 2 Soviet tanks with the turrets mounted in the rear. What effect does that have besides looking kind of stupid? Basically, it kills the gun depression. You'll have absolutely none, so you're going to have to adjust to that. But on the flip side, it will make side scraping and urban combat a little bit better there for you. Now this tank, it has an absurd amount of hull armor in the front, so I would expect to get some bounces on it. And good luck flanking it, because this thing can go 58 or 59 kph on flat ground, and it has pretty similar traverse to the T-34 series, 42 and 40. Gun selection is the same until you get to the gun leading to the Object 416. This gun is 107 millimeters, has pretty crappy rate of fire, but great damage, average pen, and crappy accuracy. Once you unlock that, you'll go to the 416, which is pretty similar to the A43. It looks like the turret there is even more slope, so expect troll bounces on it. But for whatever reason, it has less hull armor. So definitely, it'll be interesting to see how that works out. But on the flip side, you do have like freaking light tank traverse speed here at 50 degrees a second, and the speed limit is acceptable too, I would say. 1100 hit points, and this thing will hit hard with its 100 mil. 201 damage, or 201 pen, and 320 damage with almost 7 rounds a minute. From there, we go to the existing T-54, and once you get, 206,000 experience on that, you can go ahead and research the Object 140. This thing, I would imagine, performs as well as the T-62A. So you can see here the stats. It's about as mobile. Same rate of fire. It's the exact same gun. The accuracy and aim time is slightly worse, but you won't really notice it. So it'll be interesting to see how that compares to the T-62A. Before I go to the German tree here, I'll show you how to enable the national voices. Go to settings, volume, and voice messages here. You can demo.
我们击中敌方油枪。
On a pied allumé.
Enemy fuel tank is hit.
You can demo the voices there. I turn it on. I think it adds a little bit more flavor to this game. But anyways, moving on to the Germans here. I think they've seen some very interesting changes with this patch. 2 new vehicles, and they swapped around some classifications here. Starting off at Tier 4 here, we have the Der Bruchwagen. Der Bruchwagen 2. Anyways, this thing here, I expect it to perform like a B1 Char. The gun on it is even better, as you see, 67 pen, 70 damage, very similar rate of fire. Aim time, though, that leaves something to be desired. You might want to throw a gun-laying drive on it if you feel like burning it for a Tier 4. The whole armor, turret armor, nothing to speak of, so I guess try and play it like a sniper. Now, we go to the VK3001H. I used to love this thing when I had it, and the battle I played in this one on the test server, mixed opinions. I mean, I'll mess around with it some more, but here are the stats. The engine power on it, nothing great. Speed limit, sucks. More importantly, the whole traverse and turret traverse are terrible. You'll be able to get flanked in no time in this thing, so you'll be dependent upon your teammates, especially because your whole armor sucks. And even once you do upgrade the turret, which is the stock VK3601 turret, as you can see, I don't know, you might be able to hold down with it, but I still wouldn't depend on it. As for the gun selection here, I'd say you have 2 main contenders. The Konish, if you want to snipe, or the 105 if you want to derp. I personally would stick with the derp because with these sluggish vehicles, you know, you want to hit hard and get out of trouble. You know, you just want to peek out, play your peek-a-boom, whatever, and wait behind cover as you reload, as opposed to a Konish, where I guess, I mean, it's a lot better on the accuracy and much better over range than the derp, but I think for a slower vehicle, its utility is going to be limited. But that's the VK3001H. I mean, I don't want to slam it, but just compared to the old one, I don't like it. Now, at a glance, nothing has really changed for the VK3601H until you go to the vehicle details. As you can see now, it is slightly faster than what it used to be. 50.5 kph is the speed limit. Has 100 more hit points with the upgraded turret, since it is now a heavy tank. And the turret traverse and hull traverse are, I guess, maybe slightly nerfed compared to what they were before, but it's not bad. You hardly notice the difference. I have well over 100 games in this. It's my most used tank, even though I barely dust it off now. But it performs very similar to what you expect it, and with the extra 100 hit points, hey, why not? Tiger's been changed. Basically, they removed the top engine from the Tiger onwards. Well, just the Tiger and the Tiger 2, I suppose, on this line. But in exchange for that, you do have a much better speed from 28 or 30 to 40 now. Much better. And the turret traverse and hull traverse are much better. 24 apiece. But once you do upgrade to the upgraded turret, your traverse on the turret will suck. So that's to be expected, but who really keeps a Tiger 1 in their garage anyways? The real objective is to get to that Tiger 2. And this thing is even better than before. About 10 kph faster, and the turret and hull traverse are even better than the Tiger 1. And what else? Oh yeah, they also did buff the long 88 here, the L71. Instead of having a 2.9 aim time, at least on the Tiger 1, as you can see here, it has a 2.7. And then on the Tiger 2, it's 2.5. So, as you can see here, even though they did remove the top engine, it had the opposite effect. It made the tanks faster. Faster and more maneuverable with less horsepower. So, I guess while you might suck climbing up hills, you will be able to maneuver once you are downhill a little bit better. Now, in addition to this heavy line, it also created a slight buff here on the medium line. From the VK3001H, we have the VK3002M. This thing, to me, resembles a Panzer V-4, but I guess the main draw of this tank is, you know, I don't know. I haven't messed around with it, but it's basically a Panther hull, but not quite as armored as you see I'm comparing them here. 60 millimeters of sloped armor on the front versus 85. I haven't bought it yet, so I don't know how many bounces you'll get off of it. That, and on the test server, the Russians love to sling gold at you, so watch out. But you can upgrade this thing's engine to the same 700 horsepower Maybach on the Panther. See, the traverse speed and the turret traverse are right around where the Panther is, a little bit less. As for the gun selection here, practically non-existent, but you do get the KWK 42L70, which is very good at tier 6, can't complain. Now, I did mess around with both the Panthers here, and I gotta say, I love them. I'm one of the few people who already likes the base Panthers, and basically, even though, like I said, they removed the top engine, you have better performance, go figure. The turret traverse and the hull traverse are much improved. I mean, you could actually flank tanks now. Imagine that with a medium tank. You could flank heavier tanks. But the speed in general has also been improved from 48 to 55. So the regular Panther can actually move now, and you'll actually be able to take advantage of this L100 now. And speaking of that, they buffed the rate of fire from 12.5 to 1364. So, like I said, if you already enjoy the Panther line, you'll get that much more out of it. And the Panther 2, this thing, I mean, man, I can't wait till I unlock it on the main server. I'm almost there. This thing is going to be badass. It still has the same speed limit, mind you, but the traverse is much improved. Yeah, let's go ahead and compare the Panther 2 to the M26 Pershing here. Pretty much have the very similar traverse speeds all around. Panther 2 is even faster than the Pershing, more hit points. I don't know, I used to think that the M26 Pershing was the best tier 8 medium, but I think the Panther 2 can definitely give it a run with its money, or run for its money. Considering that the L71 on the Pershing has been buffed, like I mentioned on the Tiger. So with that, you have slightly better aim time. I really think this this Panther 2 can compete with all the other ones for the top spot. You know, you still have the glaring weak spot on the lower front plate, but besides that, you know, what's not to like about the changes? The E50 will still have a 900 horsepower engine, and I think the traverse speeds have been improved. Yes. Oh my goodness, look at that E50M. 44 traverse speed, not bad. I might actually consider running up that line, even though the tanks are freaking huge for mediums. But I think this will give people a lot more incentive to play as the German vehicles now that they're a lot more maneuverable. Just some minor notes. If this is your first time on the test server, you may see a couple vehicles you're not really familiar with, like on the American line. They have that M4A to E4. It's basically a premium Sherman. It has the stock gun on it, slightly better armor, and the T26 E4, which we haven't seen in a while. But besides that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like us, subscribe, tell your friends, family, whoever, and get around, mess on this test server. Let us know what you think of the changes, and we'll see you later.